guys, thanks for tuning in. So I've recently fallen down the YouTube black hole, so to speak, and I have stumbled across a community of makeup panners. Now, if you're not familiar with what a makeup panner is, or the panning community here on YouTube, from my understanding, it's a bunch of YouTubers who like to use up their makeup products, which is extremely satisfying to watch, first of all. And second of all, as a makeup artist, it's nice because it kind of adds a little bit more of a challenge because you almost feel like you're forced to use a certain product. So I'm first of all gonna link down below a handful of members of the panning community that have really inspired me to become a bit of a panner myself. Now, before you get too excited, I am gonna kind of start small, or at least this is starting small for me. I'm not really sure what you would consider starting small, but I've decided to kind of challenge myself to do a Project 10 pan. So essentially what that means, and what that means for me and my channel, is I'm going to, first in this video, show you 10 products that I'm gonna be kind of working towards to use up in my collection. Some products may be ones that I really don't like, that are going to be more of a challenge to use up, and some are going to be ones that I really like and that I kind of just want to go through to get rid of them and move them out of my collection, whether I'm going to repurchase them and I want to just move out what I have because it's on the older side, or I want to move them out so that I can kind of move on to new and potentially better products. So, like I said, in this video, I'm going to be kind of introducing the 10 products that I'm going to be trying to pan, and then throughout, not really sure for a time frame here, but probably once a month-ish, I'm going to be posting update videos where I'm going to show you guys kind of my progress, and we can kind of discuss different strategies that I've been using to use up the products, maybe some different like challenges or difficulties I've encountered through this challenge. So we'll kind of learn and grow together, see how this works out, and if it's something that I want to stick with. I hope that it is, because I have way too much makeup. I like to, you know, use the excuse, oh yeah, I'm a makeup artist, I use it in my kit, you know, oh, it's fine, you know, I'm gonna make YouTube videos with it, it's fine. Let's be real, I have way more makeup than any one person could ever use in a lifetime. So, in order to kind of combat that, I decided that we would try Project 10 pan. So I hope that made sense. Again, it's kind of a learning discovery journey for me, as well as some of you, I'm sure. So let's just jump into the products and we can discuss it further. So starting off, first I have an eye base. So this one is the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Soft Ochre. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to try to insert progress photos or clips and close-ups so you guys can see a bit better. So that's kind of what we're working with here. I've got, as you can see, quite a big dip going in this. This product is 2 years old, a year and a half old, probably 2 years old, if not more. You can see it's definitely drying out just based on kind of the sides. You can see the product is separating from the walls of the jar and it's starting to crack a little bit, so it's definitely drying out. It's a cream product. You definitely don't want to be keeping cream products for this long. Of course, I wouldn't keep something like this in my kit that I use professionally on clients for this long, because, and this is how I justify it generally, because I'm using all of this makeup on myself, I am less inclined to ditch something before I'm finished with it, just because it's reached its expiration date. That's a personal preference. I am very careful with checking if there's any like change in texture with the product, if the product looks any different, if it performs any different, if it smells any different, and if it meets any of those criteria, then it gets tossed. Now the only thing, I first of all love the MAC paint pots in general. I've used this one and I've used up a full one of the shade Painterly. A bit of a similar shade except for being kind of a light beigey yellow color. It's more of a light kind of pink based beigey color. Now funnily enough, I have really strong yellow undertones. Of course, I didn't realize that when I bought Painterly and realized that Painterly looked quite pink on my eyes. So I thought, oh, well, you know, I'll try to use that up and then I'll try out Soft Ochre because it has more of a yellow base. So I did that, started using Soft Ochre, liked it for a little while and then realized it's very yellow on my eyes. So I haven't really looked at the other MAC paint pot colors, but I hope they have one that's more of a neutral tone, but is still going to be light enough for my skin tone. If anybody has any product recommendations for something like that, please leave it down in the comments below, because I would be really interested in checking that out, of course, once I have finished up Soft Ochre. So the next product, kind of moving in order of how I do my makeup because I tend to do my eyes first. After a base or a primer, I like to set it. So for that, I have this very dirty, I apologize, Sephora eyeshadow. This is one of their Lustre Matte eyeshadows in the shade number 89 Swan Song. And I'm gonna be honest, I really do not like this eyeshadow. It's kind of a, first of all, it's a matte. I don't really understand what they mean by luster matte. I don't know if that just means like a satin eyeshadow or what. But on my eyes and my skin, it looks just like a matte eyeshadow. And it's a very, very light pink shade, which actually you would think would work really well, especially on top of that yellow base from MAC that's way too yellow, that, you know, if you put a pink eyeshadow over top, it would kind of counteract that a little bit. And it does to an extent, except this eyeshadow from Sephora is super powdery and is not that pigmented. So it does the job in terms of setting the base so that it's not super sticky anymore, so that I have an easier time blending out my eyeshadows. But it doesn't provide any coverage or color or pigment of any kind, at least in my experience. Certainly these are just my opinions and, you know, based on my own experience. If you feel differently about a product, that's totally great. You know, that's awesome. For me, this really just does not work. And again, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I bought this eyeshadow because it was on sale and because it meant that I could get free shipping on a Sephora order. And that was, I don't know, a year or two ago maybe? So it needs to go. And frankly, it's like the world's most frustrating eyeshadow too, because you can see I have a little bit left, a decent amount around the edges there. It will not die. I've tried to use it up for so long, it feels like, and I just can't. I use it every time I do my makeup and it just keeps sticking to it, which is odd because it's such a powdery shadow. You know, when you dip a brush in, powder and product just flies everywhere, so I don't really understand. I don't know if it's just like an unusually large pan or what, but it needs to go. This is a Urban Decay eyeshadow, which are some of my favorite eyeshadows. So I just want to preface this by saying that I'm not trying to move this particular eyeshadow out of my collection because I don't like it, but I actually do like it. However, it's been around for so long and it would just be really satisfying to see it go, if that makes any sense. So like I said, this is an Urban Decay eyeshadow. This is just a single in the shade Naked. Now mine looks a little janky, if you can see. Now this is kind of a Franken shadow for me, which essentially means that you've taken more than one eyeshadow and crushed them up and mixed them together and repressed them in a single pan. This is just solely Urban Decay's Naked. However, some of this came from my Urban Decay Naked palette, the original Naked palette, because I only had a little bit left around the edges because I used to use that color religiously. And then the rest of the product that you see in the pan was a Naked single that I had on hand. So I just kind of crushed them, the two of them up, and put them all in one pan just so it made it a little bit easier, and it meant that I was going to be more motivated and inclined to use the product up opposed to having the same product in two separate spots. I hope that makes sense. But you can see I have a considerable amount of progress, considering it was overflowing with product when I first kind of repressed it with the two different eyeshadows. I feel pretty good about the progress that I've been using, or that I have on this rather. I love this eyeshadow. It's just a beautiful matte, kind of light, neutral to warm-ish, kind of yellow-based brown. But I really, really like this eyeshadow. The two main, actually three main kind of functions that this eyeshadow plays in my collection are as follows. First of all, when I had lighter hair, obviously than I do now, I used to use this color religiously in my eyebrows. I loved it. I thought it looked really, really good. So that's something certainly to consider if you're looking to use up this product and you have really light blonde hair, or kind of lighter brown hair, something like that, or if you like just kind of a natural warm-ish toned brow. I really like it. I think it works really well. Secondly, I like to use, and I still use, this shadow as a transition shade, if I can speak, on my eyes. I love, as you can see, wearing really blown out eye looks, really dramatic and blended and just really, really, yeah, dramatic, bold eye looks. And for somebody who wears a lot of neutrals like myself, this is a godsend. It just seems to have the perfect undertone to blend out a menagerie of other colors. And lastly, what I've been mainly using this eyeshadow for recently is to kind of bronze up my face a little bit. It doesn't make my face look really orange or dirty. So yeah, it just works really well. It's a nice addition to a look. I'm wearing it today, if you're curious. Yeah, so I really, really like this, and I'm looking forward to using this more and hopefully finishing it up. This is by E.L.F. This is the Perfect Finish HD powder, and it says it's in the clear shade, but I think they only make one of these. It's just a translucent powder, essentially, that's been pressed. Now, I don't love this product. I don't hate it either. It's just kind of meh. I'm using it up because it's in my collection, and I don't see the need to hold on to it. I'm not wowed by it, but it's not a bad product by any means. Certainly if you're on a budget and you want just kind of your standard, your basic translucent powder that's pressed, you know, no fuss, you just want something simple to set your makeup, this would work perfectly for that. Yeah, I'm just trying to use it up. For the eyes, I have this kind of deluxe sample, I guess, of Marc Jacobs Hiliner. What are these called? Hiliner Gel Crayon. And this is in the shade Blacquer. That's such a satisfying sound. So this is just kind of a standard black eyeliner. I like to wear these on the waterline. They also make good bases for eyeshadows. Again, for really blended out smoky dark looks, works really well. I've had decently good experience with this product. To be honest, I haven't used it consistently enough to really form a well thought out opinion on it. But I like it so far. It's decent. Getting to a product that I don't really like again. This is by NYX. This is the Tinted Brow Mascara. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. And this is in the shade Chocolate. which is 02, I think. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a tinted brow gel. There's the applicator there. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. And it's in kind of a medium brown shade that's slightly warm, but still has some yellow mixed into it. I don't feel like this product has a significant amount of hold, nor do I feel like it's super pigmented. It certainly is pigmented in terms of like you can see color. I'm wearing it in my eyebrows today. I just kind of feel like it's more trouble than it's worth, if that makes any sense. When I'm gonna use a product like this, because I typically would use like a brow pomade or an eyeshadow or a brow pencil to fill in my eyebrows, and then to set them to keep all of the unruly hairs in place because my eyebrows are always a hot mess. I usually just use a clear brow gel that has some strong hold to it. So really the only time I would use a product like this would be if I was in a rush. You know, I needed to do just my face quickly and just slap some makeup on and just wanted to quickly just use one product to do my eyebrows. Then I would use a product like this. However, I feel like with the wand, with the spoolie, it just kind of gets everywhere for me, you know, on the surrounding skin. And I just feel like, again, it doesn't hold my brows in place really. So I feel like I then have to, after this dries, then have to go in using a clear brow gel, which kind of defeats the purpose of just using one product, you know? So again, I'm not a super fan of this product. However, I have it. I want to use it up. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where I am in terms of how much I've used this product. It's really hard to tell with mascaras and anything kind of in an opaque tube. So we'll see. I'll just keep using it until I can't get any more out. This is one of the EOS or EOS lip balms. I never know how to pronounce these. They're just not worth it, you guys. For me personally, I feel like it hydrates my lips okay, but it's not like something like game-changing. Oh my goodness, my lips now feel like silk. No, it's just a regular waxy lip balm. Now this one, I think was limited edition, of course it was, and it's the vanilla scent, I think. It has a little bit of discoloration because I tend to use it over liquid lipsticks if my lips are feeling kind of dry, or I use it to help remove liquid lipsticks. It's a good tip if you guys are on the run and you want to take off some stubborn liquid lips. Use a lip balm. Seems to work out really well for me. Hopefully this challenge will help me get rid of this little guy. Moving on, I have a lip pencil. Now this is something that I don't necessarily feel like I need to move out of my collection, but I thought that it would be a nice addition to this challenge. It's a little bit of a different product, and it'll go really well with the two other lip products that I picked to use. So it's a cheap lip liner. I'm not concerned. If I end up really liking it, I can just run out and get another one that'll cost me $3. It's not a big deal. But this is the Essence lip liner, and this is the shade 11 In The Nude. It's just, yeah, I mean, as it sounds like, it's just kind of like a nudie neutral, pinkish, kind of beigey color. One of those lip liners that matches the color of my lips pretty well. I don't really have any strong feelings about the Essence lip liners. I feel like they're good, certainly for the price. If you're looking to build up your collection, or you're looking for, you know, a red lip liner and you're not really sure how often you're going to use it, so you don't want to spend a ton of money, getting something like this is certainly really good. I'm thinking that it's going to hang in there for quite a while, but we will see. It was pretty much brand new at the beginning, or it is pretty much brand new at the beginning of this challenge. I've used it a handful of times, so just to give you an idea. Hey guys, so future Madeleine here. Unfortunately, the clip for this next product didn't seem to want to record, so I'm just going to quickly introduce the product here while I finish editing up this video for you. So this is the Revlon Kissable Balm Stain in the shade Precious. I've had it in my collection for quite a while, so I'm really just interested in moving it out. as it is pretty old and I just want to use it up before the rest of it goes bad. So as the name suggests, it's really comfortable on the lips. It has a nice balmy consistency with a glossy finish, and it is a good semi sheer nude kind of peachy shade on my skin tone, which is always nice, and it has pretty good staying power. So these are just some quick clips of the amount of product that I'm working with currently as of the intro to this project. Yeah, so essentially I just want to see this product go. I'm done with it. I'm over it. Let's get it out of my collection as soon as possible. So lastly, I have a Bite Beauty lipstick. This is one of the matte cream lip crayons. I think this is a deluxe sample, and this is in the shade Pastille? Pastille? I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not really sure, I'm gonna be honest. It's just a beautiful kind of rosy, mauvey berry kind of color. I really like this. I really do. I'm not trying to pan it because I don't like it and because I don't want to use it, because I certainly do want to use it. But because of the nature of Bite lip products, if you're not familiar with them, they're made completely with food grade ingredients. So what that means is that it's really good for you in terms of not, you know, putting bad stuff in your system, which I think is really great and I'm totally on board for. However, it means that it can't sit in somebody's makeup collection for years on end. So I'm not happy about it, but I'm putting it in this project so that I'm forced to use it, because I know if I don't put it in this project and take this opportunity, I'm not going to use it, and then I'm not going to use it up by the time, like, before it expires, and then I'm going to be stuck and it's going to be a waste. So I'm using this because I have to. I'm taking one for the team. No, I certainly would repurchase this product if it came time when I needed more lipsticks, which I don't think will ever happen. But if I ever felt like I could use a lipstick shade like this again, I certainly would repurchase it, because I really like the formula. It's really comfortable, it's really pigmented, it's all good. But again, I'm using it because I feel like I have to, because I don't want it to go to waste. Take note, kids. Don't waste your products. I just wanted to thank you guys for watching and for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. If you guys are on your own panning journey, let me know in a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. To keep up with all of my updates, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon that's right beside it so that you're notified every time I post. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!